everyone, and welcome to Nearly Enough Size podcast. We're here at Compulsion with yet another wonderful interview with two rather handsome gentlemen in front of me. So, in case those people don't know who you are and what you do, how about you both give us a quick rundown and give us a quick explanation of what these little guys are for?
Joe, welcome, Joe. I'm Joe Murphy, this is Malcolm Craig, and we've been involved in indie games and story games for 10, 12 years, a while anyway. And we're here promoting and running games of Mobile Frame Zero, which is getting a second edition, previously known as Mechaton. Um, it's squad based, really fun, pretty loose, kind of exciting, Lego based wargame.
Okay, Lego based war game. How about you give me a little bit of explanation of how that works? Why Lego? And what each of these little cute little guys are that I've got surrounding me? Because as much as I'd like to keep them, I don't think I can.
Well, I think Lego because one of the main things is it being accessible to kids. I think that's one of the Vincent, the original designer. It was to play with his son Sebastian when Sebastian was 7 years old, and it's a fun, open, accessible war game that kids can play as well, and not just adults that have access to vast amounts of money. They can buy Warhammer miniatures and all that kind of thing. And everyone's got a pile of Lego somewhere in their attic or their basement or a cupboard somewhere. We all had it as kids, and Lego is so easily accessible and available, and you just click it together and build something, and play a game with it. I think it saves you having to go out and spend a lot of money on miniatures and terrain and scenery. Just pile bricks together and have fun. And it's one of the hopes we have for this weekend is to get parents and kids playing the game. Because I think it's a really good point where they can both sit there and build stuff together and create together as a family. It's good.
It's not a difficult game. Just stick with a few people interested, but
Yeah.
not so tricky that we couldn't get a 7-year-old playing
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I think there was a 5-year-old today. He would be okay at this game.
Yeah, I think if
Maybe a
you
little assistance from his dad.
it's a game that's simple enough. A 5 to 7 year old can understand and play the game, which is good. No complex rules or anything like
And
that.
that's the level we're pitching at, and that's why we're here today
And
as glorified 5 and 7-year-olds.
yeah, mainly because that's the level we're at.
Yeah.
Is
I'll be honest, I'm about that level as well. So, okay, so let's give me a quick rundown. We have some guys here. How would I play? What would I do? I mean, these guys have different weapons. They're different. You got these guys with little tiny arms. You got these guys with huge weapons. How does it work? In a explain it to a 5-year-old sort of way.
Big shooty robot.
you take your big shooty robot and you add things onto it. Every robot is exactly the same. They all worth the same number of dice, and you add bits on. So say I want a he's going to have a bazooka that he can shoot people with. He's got his armor there which protects him, and he's got powerful legs so he can run fast. And you go, okay, that's the colour of it. How does that translate into a game? Well, he gets a red die for shooting with his bazooka. He gets a blue die to protect him because of his armour, and a green die that he can run fast across the battlefield with. And that's it. And you just roll a bunch of dice uh, and assign them to certain things in the game. It's very, very simple. And you just kind of say, what's on the mech? That's such and such a thing. That's a communicator that allows him to do something, all that kind of thing. So,
You could define them as simply or as like ridiculously complex as we have. Um, we spent a fair bit of money on these little dudes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like maybe 5 or 7 quid a piece because they're quite technical pieces and relatively rare and nice colors and that kind of thing. But there's no reason why you couldn't sit down with all of the Lego in your attic and have a perfectly serviceable and exciting game. Because the game is sort of modular,
Yep,
and however you
absolutely.
define something, it doesn't matter. Your green dice for movement can be powerful legs, turbines, he's taller, or he's shorter, or whatever you like.
Brilliant. So, is this game released now? Can I buy it now, right this second?
You can for the next couple of days, I think it is. It's
Really?
up on Kickstarter at the moment, the site where people can fund new projects and all that kind of thing. And it was put up on Kickstarter, and their initial goal was $9,000 to get the game, produced. It's currently at $65,000. It's been
And
very
only 3 weeks in.
in 3 weeks in. There's still a few days to go. It got mentioned on Penny Arcade and various other kind of like prominent sites, and just went absolutely through the roof.
Yeah.
So there's about 2,000 people now have signed up to purchase the game when it comes out. I mean, so it's still available and through Kickstarter, and then when the game is produced, it'll come out. But that's maybe I think May June kind of time. I think
Yeah.
they're bringing out the final version.
The three guys behind it, Vincent Baker, the original designer of Mechaton,
Yeah.
great designer, and A lot of the torch has been taken by Joshua Newman,
Yes, yes.
amazing graphic designer and writer of Shop.
Yep.
And the other contributor is a guy called Soren Roberts.
Yeah.
Is that his real name?
Yes,
Really,
that's
Soren.
Soren. Yeah, that's it.
Tremendous. Who's an amazing Lego designer. So we've shamelessly ripped off quite a few of his designs here today. Apart from those, but this side more. Um, and got a really busy community.
Yep.
The other thing that makes it pretty easy is that there's the Flickr community has like 700 different designs up at the moment, something ridiculous like that. Plus all of the scenery, the attachments, and the special guns and variations on bazookas and so on and so on. So it's very rewarding as well because where fashions change, you just break down the mech into parts and you go build something else.
And will you be releasing these little guys as kits that I can buy, or what?
Uh, we experimentally decided we got permission from Joshua and Vincent and Soren and said, we'd like to try and sell a few kits just to see how people. And bizarrely, we've sold out of them this morning.
In
Uh,
like a couple of, I really have, I don't know why.
yeah, a
Well,
guy.
it was a dad mostly.
Yeah, a guy came along with these kids, and he was like, "Brilliant!" And the boys were like, "Oh, I really want some of them." And the guy, dad was just like, "Yeah, we'll take two of those kits." And he was like, "Oh, I really want one of these. How much are they?" And so we sold all of these experimental. We just brought a few along, and it was like,
I
we
thought
had,
it'd be dead weight.
yeah, I thought we'd have to just, oh dear, we've got more Lego that we've paid for. Oh disaster. But yeah, it's been really surprisingly popular. I
Yeah.
found. And the reception the game's got, because people walk into the room and there's all these Lego robots piled all over the place, and people are like, "Oh, brilliant Lego!"
Well, one of the chaps who won it by earlier said it's two of the best things in the world.
Yeah,
It's Lego and giant robots.
yeah, exactly. And kids, adults, all ages of people just seem really enthusiastic about it, and that's what the way it's meant to be. It's meant to be kind of fun, creative gaming experience for all ages.
And I suppose the way you would get this guy is he's the trophy, he's the award for the how did you put it? Spirit of
Spirit of
fair
fair
play.
play.
Because the game is it's not that it's silly precisely, but it doesn't reward seriousness. It doesn't reward fixation on the number of millimeters between your guy and the next guy. So the most fun, most courageous, probably the 5-year-old or the 7 year
Yeah,
old.
I think the player that contributes most to the fun of the game. We're giving prizes for each kind of game that we have, but our main prize is this guy, and that's for like fair play and sportsmanship and fun and all that kind of thing, contributing the most to the game. So hopefully some kids will be playing it,
And hopefully
and
don't break it down.
one of
Hopefully
them
don't
will
break
get.
it down into parts.
Yeah, and then I'll
That
take
would
it apart,
horrify you.
and I will cry. You'll see a grown man cry.
Okay, I want to find more information about this. You've got a Kickstarter page that you've mentioned, but if I want to find more information, is there a website I can go to or somewhere I can look that you may want to mention?
Like a lot of the Lego community these days, the community has moved on to Flickr. So looking at Mobile Frame Zero or MF0 is on Twitter. Glyph Press is the actual imprint for the game,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe.
yeah. www.glyphpress.com. That's Joshua's own design website. There's stuff up there about the game. But if you go into Flickr and type in to search for groups Mobile Frame Zero, you'll bring up the Flickr group, and there's loads of discussion happening there and everything, and that'll lead to there's various blogs and websites and everything about the
Yeah.
game. But that's a good hub to actually initially go to, I think.
We reckon the original game, the original edition, had maybe in the world maybe 50 players, maybe top end.
Yeah,
But already there's like with $65,000 contributed,
over
and
2,000 people.
yeah,
Yeah,
so the community is yet to be built.
it's yeah. It's huge now, and it's like the infrastructure isn't quite there yet,
Yeah,
but it's going to be getting there. There's lots of people starting blogs and fora and all these kind of things. So it's
we've had
interesting times.
we've had a lot of retweets today already.
Oh, have we?
We
Excellent.
have.
That's good to hear.
Okay, and I guess the last question I have to ask is, if I come along Compulsion tomorrow, can I get some games in? Can I get some delicious gameage of some sweet Lego models?
You
We've got
can indeed.
we've got two tables. So the settings we've been playing with are Scandinavian.
We've got a little Scandinavian village that we've been blowing up,
Yeah,
and this urban swamp.
it's quite sad. Everybody lost their mortgages today.
Yeah, Scandinavian farmers were put out of business. It's
Uh,
terrible.
and the other table is a sort of urban hellhole
Yeah.
with marshy, swampy bits, and it's decrepit and apocalyptic.
So it's kind
Um,
of like Leaf.
and
Yeah, yeah.
so we've got as many sessions as we can cope with tomorrow, but probably two tables worth, so maybe 6 to 8 players, and more happening in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. We'll let you get on with your running your games. Thank you.